This video was made possible by my friends at EA Game Changers. Hello everybody, Doogie here, back again, and welcome to my official reaction video. Don't do too many reaction videos, of course, but my official reaction video, official, it's so official. My reaction video for the NHL 22 reveal trailer. Of course, being a game changer, having that affiliation with EA, I've been privy to a lot of information that I have not yet been able to talk about, but whatever they dropped in this reveal trailer, I am allowed to talk about, so I'm very, very excited for that. I haven't seen this yet. Excited to see what they decided to show you guys as we get things started here again for NHL 22. It is official. October 15th is the big day, which again, another October release I'm not really all that surprised by. Let's take a look, shall we, at this trailer and get ready for a lot of that. It's start-stop, because whenever something pops up I can talk about, I'm going to talk about it. The Frostbite engine has officially made its way to the NHL series. People have been saying for years, when's it gonna jump? Madden, FIFA, when's NHL gonna jump to the Frostbite engine? And they finally have. There are some concerns, of course, because you could say from a gameplay perspective, a physics perspective, that the Frostbite engine, which again was originally developed for first-person shooters, might not have resulted in the best changes for Madden and for FIFA in terms of the gameplay. And again, I might not disagree with you on that, but in terms of the step up and the visual presentation, there is no denying that NHL 22 is a massive, massive step up when it comes to the visual department, is really the only way that I can sum it up. So I'm intrigued, and you will see it here. You would have seen it as well, I think, in I think something that ended up dropping here. Let's go ahead and see what we got here.
Finds itself at odds with progress.
Okay, so maybe not the best representation there, but I do truly believe that in terms of player likeness, it's better than it's ever been. In terms of what the jerseys look like, you guys remember back in the day when we started on like the Xbox One, PS4 generation, and jerseys, I don't even have a good example. You were skating down the ice and jerseys were just going like this as your guy was skating down the ice. Yeah, it doesn't do that anymore. It actually looks good now. And again, one of the benefits of the Frostbite engine. And you do have, you know, the jerseys in general, like the cloth on it looks better. Hey, you know me. If you've watched this channel, in terms of gameplay, in terms of depth, that's what I care about. But when talking about the Frostbite engine, bottom line, does the game look better? Yes, it does. From all those little things that I talked about, from the glare that you're seeing here, it's not this dramatic, but it actually looks like you're in a hockey rink now. The ice actually looks like ice. For regular viewers of this channel, you will know that my preference in terms of hockey video games is something like NHL 2K10. One of the cool things about that game is the ice actually looks like ice. And in modern EA titles, it didn't. It really didn't to me. They've changed that. I don't think 2K10 has the one-up anymore. So, without a doubt, Frostbite engine has added a lot to really everything, from the way that the arenas look, the way the equipment looks, the way that players look. It is a huge, huge upgrade. So we get Leon Dry. Oh, look at that. Look at that L1, R1 drop down from Victor Hedman. Jesus, that sauce is going to the moon. Is McDavid gonna bat that out of the air? Curveball. We'll mention as well, if you want to watch the full trailer without me doing this, link in the description. Rasmus Dahlin, you poor bastard, still stuck in Buffalo. Reverse retro for the Islanders, though. Still looks good. I know it's not the Fisherman, but it looks good.
Is not about the next trend. It is about.
Hey, there you go. The next confirmation that, God, I've known about for a while, and it's nice to finally be able to talk about it. On top of the Frostbite engine being added in, indeed, you have Superstar X Factors, which of course originated in Madden. And the best way to explain the concept behind this, it is to try and make the star players of the league, and Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid and such, really help them stand up above the rest. It's what we've asked for in a lot of ways in regards to, you know, the roster editing community, the franchise community, even in HUD as well, make players feel different. Austin Matthews will feel like he has an upper echelon wrist shot, along with the other X factors, of course, you see. Connor McDavid is going to stand out for his skating. And it's worth noting here as well that there are two different abilities. You have zone abilities and superstar abilities. So very much similar to Madden. Zone abilities bring game-breaking enhancements to the next players, while superstar abilities represent upper echelon skills. So if someone has a zone ability, that is top-notch. Essentially, the idea is they are in the zone, not so much the idea of like, oh, if he's in the offensive zone, defensive zone. So if Connor McDavid's on the ice and he's ready to go, you're going to know it. On top of that, he's going to have the other superstar abilities that will always be a factor, whether or not it be certain agility boost, maybe the shooting boost as well. So there's a lot. And what they were showing with the Leon Draisaitl thing, he has essentially what's being called for the moment the tape-to-tape ability to reflect his elite passing. Andrei Vasilevsky might have an ability called Contortionist that, you know, gives him that extra bit of agility to make these crazy saves. And in terms of X factors, they are not just a part of Ultimate Team. They're not just a part of Be a Pro. They're also a part of franchise mode. And, I hate the term, but World of Chell. They're in ESHL as well. So Superstar X factors are a thing all throughout the game at this stage. So there you go. It said Austin Matthews, shock and awe. Doesn't mention what it particularly is, but again, that would be an example of a boost. I imagine an example of a wrist shot, as this is actual gameplay. Not all images appear in the game, so that kind of gives you a look. Let's rewind that a little bit. Can I slow this down? No, I can't. It's fine. I can. I can't. I can. We won't worry about it. But again, the idea of shock and awe. Lightning wrist shot from Matthews. And then right there, like, you get a look at Matthews. Yes, some of the crowd models look the same, but like, you look at the ice there for MSG in terms of actual gameplay. Look at how good Mika Zibanejad looks. Like, it's an upgrade, for sure. Nice wrist shot there. Crosby batting a puck down. Crosby deflecting something in front. And again, that kind of gives you a look right there with Ovi. Kind of what the ice looks like in terms of the reflections. Again, this being real gameplay, it really does kind of give you a look at what everything looks like. Oh, Colorado. You and your blue uniforms. Again, there's the contortionist ability for Vasi. Crazy desperation saves. There's the saucer ability for Leon Draisaitl. Barzell, I think, has the ability of being really good on the puck in terms of also being fast. So not quite McDavid level, but the creativity. And there's a really good look at, you know, what this engine can provide in terms of, I think everyone knows when you have, I won't pull an Adidas jersey off the rack here, but the, you know, the I don't want to call it the patchwork, but the way the shoulders are on the Adidas jerseys, just, it fits. It looks a little bit better, I will say. Just a little bit. Oh, the Datsu clip. Seth Jones blocking a shot. Yeah, he's going to have to do a lot of that when he turns the puck over and he gets hemmed in his own zone. So right there, actually, that's a nifty little animation. That's kind of a look at what the new Puck Protect looks like. Obviously, you kind of know if you've played NHL 21 or any of the most recent NHLs, what the Puck Protect animation has looked like. They have reworked that. So instead of it just being I hold A or X and just kind of coast around as I slam into my microphone, you actually continue to shuffle like that. You know, you will have an arm out. You'll continue to move your feet and keep a rapid pace. It's actually a really nice touch. It's definitely one of the main things I think people will notice. And there's Climate Pledge. God, that's beautiful. I didn't realize that's what the scoreboard is gonna look like. That's nuts. So, it shows about as much as you'd expect for an initial reveal trailer. The big thing, obviously, Frostbite, the visual improvement, and the X Factor abilities. And in terms of anything else to talk about, I mean, hey, it's the same stuff as always. Yes, there are pre-order bonuses that you can read about. EA Play members will get an early access trial just like everybody did for Madden. And again, October 15th is the big day. But no doubt, the big talking point here is the two main changes. I will note as well through kind of like that initial press release, they do mention that much like with Madden, and here, I'll let this go ahead and run through. Much like with Madden, they're viewing the game as more of a live service, even though it's a yearly release. And I feel like that's a pretty good solution or a way to view it. You know, instead of just saying, well, we couldn't get to it this year, we're going to push it back. Much like with Madden, they're planning on releasing some more stuff through patches throughout the game's life cycle. And that was one of the big complaints I think people had about NHL 21, is it just felt like there were no gameplay updates, nothing. It just felt like, in a way, a lot of people felt like they abandoned that game. And they have stated outright, much like with Madden, hey, 3 months into the game, 3 months after that, we are going to continue to release stuff throughout the game's life cycle. So I'm a big fan of that as well. Very intrigued to see, you know, kind of what that is. I'm sure they'll get into details about what is being planned and when it will be out. But all things considered, I mean, again, I think you guys kind of get the gist of what this game looks like. I will say, as always, cautious optimism, right? That is the only way I can think to describe NHL 22. It's the same thing I always say for the EA NHL games, or really any sports game. Cautious optimism. Hope for the best. Don't expect the world. Because I think we all know, when it comes to modern sports games, the yearly release cycle, there's a lot of stuff we want to see done, and it's just not going to happen all at once, even on the beginning of a new gen. Do I think, and I think this might be the biggest question, I'll be willing to answer questions as well in the comments section, ask away. Do I think this is going to be close to a disaster like NHL 15 was when it debuted on new consoles? No. I think they knew that they couldn't risk that happening, and I think that they've done a great job to avoid that. We'll see if, we'll see what happens. And again, I don't want it to sound like, oh, Tuki knows something he's not talking about, but truly, you know, I've talked about it before. I thought games at launch were pretty good. Then they make changes I disagree with, especially to the gameplay, and I don't like it so much. So we'll see what happens. I think you have a reason to be optimistic. Again, if you want to check out the full trailer without me pausing it all the time, link is in the description. A big thank you to my friends over with the EA Game Changers program. And of course, around here, Tugi24, this is the main channel for everything hockey related that I cover. But of course, make sure to check out my new second channel, that is Tugi, TWOGIE 24, for everything non-hockey related, whether it be Let's Plays, whether it be Madden. If you wanted to know, hey, are you doing a Madden series? I am, and I'm doing it over there. FIFA will be there as well once that's out. And of course, the Tugi's Take podcast channel, a link to that is in the description as well, if you have not listened to the #1 hockey podcast in Slovenia. It might not be that still, but it was. And I will always use that as a claim to fame. Slovenia #1. Will NHL 22 be #1? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Frostbite engine, Superstar X Factors. Obviously, there's still more news to come, but what do you think of the main additions to NHL 22? How are you feeling? And what do you hope to have announced next as we get closer to October 15th?